will send out.
Oh my God! You started talking the moment. What I'd like to do before we start YouTube normally is have a little bit of silence so that it doesn't start in the middle of a word, which is what just happened. FYI, just for the future. Checklist item.
Yes. Well, you're the show.
All right. Do
the
you want to
video
do
manager,
do you want to do
so-
biological checklist? We haven't done that yet.
Well, not on the air.
Okay.
I have
Can
it
you
here,
review
though.
it for yourself then?
Yes.
All right. I have this burned in my head by now. Honestly.
Yeah, me too.
The one public part of this checklist is: do you have to take a piss? Because I've mentioned it before. I just want to make sure. Do we have to take any pisses? Are we good?
I am good.
Sweet. Oh, I'm so
All
ready.
right.
I'm so ready for today. So ready.
I tweeted. I tooted.
Tweeted and you tooted. Good stuff.
You know, I can even make the show start like on the mark using MAirlist automation. It's pretty cool. I need to show you how this program works properly. It's so fun once you get the hang of it.
All right. Pretty set up here. Oh, we're 1 minute out. Oh, today it's me, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll wait for you to hit that button when we start.
To all units, proceed to your post assignments. All units, proceed to your post assignments.
George Trombley, Mark van Dijk, Mark and George Show.
Hey, everybody. It is a Friday here in Las Vegas. I'm sure it's also Friday in the Netherlands and where you are, depending on what part of the globe you're on. And yesterday I thought I was going to die. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, George. How you doing?
Doing good. Yesterday I went out to eat with a friend. Oh, actually, I went to the gym first, but I started intermittent fasting last 2 days ago. I kind of got back into it. And, you know, we talked about not doing this, but could you really turn down your headphones just a bit? Because even when you're not turned, I'm hearing it every moment.
Yep.
Sorry
Well,
about that.
you know, I'm wearing a special headpiece today.
And that's
Let me,
probably
take that.
that Rastafarian headset you're wearing. It looks really nice.
But I'll take it off because then I can turn down my headphones. a
Oh,
little
is that why you have them up?
bit. Yeah.
But where are you today? It looks like
There
you're
we
in a
go.
very busy street there in New York.
Yep. It looks like I'm in New York. There's this asshole behind me.
I hate that guy.
He wants to pass me, but I'm using the whole street to stream today.
Hey, man, you know, the thing is, freedom of speech says you can do anything you want in America. And that's exactly what you're
Exactly.
doing.
So I'm telling this asshole to wait. There we go.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about that are listening to
patient.
audio only, you will have to check out the YouTube stream at Mark and George Show YouTube channel. Somewhere listed somewhere, I'm sure. on
Yeah,
our
or
page.
just go to markandgeorgeshow.com/live and there's a link.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, yesterday it happened before, so I knew exactly what it was. I started intermittent fasting again. I don't know if you know what that is, but you basically go like 16 to 20 hours without eating, and then you have a small like 4 to 8 hour window where you eat. It's actually really easy to do, not a big deal. The problem is I drink so much Diet Coke and coffee that when I do intermittent fasting, you don't do that. So I went through caffeine withdrawals. Thought I was dying yesterday. Honestly, my head was pounding. But some Mexican food fixed me up around 8 o'clock last night.
All right. So was it something somebody advised?
You mean the
Something
intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know. I can't remember where I first learned it, but you should look it up. It's actually apparently a ton of health benefits. That and, by the way, cold showers.
Yeah. Cold showers are very healthy.
You do that? You do them?
Yeah, I like to when I'm under the shower. I like to reduce the heating. You know,
Oh, nice.
Bit by bit until
Good for the
it's like
skin,
very
apparently,
cold.
too.
Oh, it's good for so many things. It's
Yeah.
also good for producing offspring.
Oh,
apparently.
Oh, maybe we need to start taking a lot of hot showers. I don't need any more children. Really? Is that true?
One more. I want one more, and then maybe another.
You want a girl
a
this
small
next time?
one.
What do you think?
Yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah.
A boy's nice too.
Yeah.
But
Did you
I
want a
think
boy
girl-
first or did you want a girl first? Just between you and me, because I know he's listening. It's 10 years later.
I was slightly, slightly biased towards a girl.
Yeah,
I
right?
guess.
They're just so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it turned out to be a boy, and that was really strange. I had to wrap my mind around that because I really thought that we would get a girl. I don't know why.
You know, the same thing
no,
happened to me on my second daughter. They told us it's probably a boy, which I was devastated because I wanted another girl. And but then I kind of was like growing to the idea. And then I was like, okay, George Trombley Jr. the fourth, because I'm the third. And then right before she was going to be born, the doctor said, hey, yeah, it's looking like a girl. I'm like, my boy is gone. Like I thought my boy was gone.
Yeah, sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. You know, my dad, he's not religious at all. He's not spiritual at all. But sometimes he makes these off the cuff remarks that are turn out to be true. And one day, I guess it was kind of late, and he just suddenly said, "You're only getting sons. You're never getting daughters."
Hang on. You don't know
So
if he's
that-
true. You don't know if he's true, if it's true yet. Still a young guy.
No, you don't. But it kind of makes an imprint in your
Look, he has a
brain, you know?
50-50 shot of being true. So I feel like you're going to be okay. All you got to do
Yep.
is just to prove him wrong, make 3 or 4 more babies until a girl comes out.
Keep practicing. Yeah.
I have a friend in Japan that I knew in high school, and she has 4 sons and 1 daughter. They finally got the daughter. Now they're
Wow.
quitting.
They went for the daughter.
They did. They finally got the
didn't
daughter.
Quit until they. I see. Yeah, that's one way to do it. Well, we talked about this. When did we talk about this? Well, it was about. Oh, it was our previous episode. You brought up the topic about Hungary. And,
Oh, that's right. I did, about the baby boom that they're trying to encourage by doing tax incentives and free
Right.
loans. Yeah. You
Yeah,
have any
and
more
then,
information on that?
No, but then I told you about how you get more child support for every new child in this country
Same in
gives you
America,
more
yeah.
child support than the previous one. So
Right.
there's always a reason to keep on going.
Oh, is that what your plan is?
No.
I was
2
ready for some
or
insight.
3.
I was ready for some
Two-
insight
two-
on the turkey thing. Turns out Mark just wants more money.
I'm using my children as a bait. Bait, is that the word? I don't know. I had earlier today. Suddenly my allergies came up again, so I had to take some anti-allergy medicine, and now I'm a bit
Ouch.
foggy. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but it was the choice between
For those of
being
you that have
having the
been-
sniffles or
Yeah, for those of you that have been watching the show, since the first episode, Mark being foggy, it'll be about the same as the normal shows. You won't notice much
Probably.
difference.
well, I do notice that it's getting easier for me to make these podcasts. It's easier. I'm having more fun now than in the first couple of shows.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
We're starting to get our flow, I feel, and this is yeah, you too. I mean, the development you're making, both while we're actually recording this stuff, but also off air, the amount of time you put into this, it's really impressive, George. I'm very happy with how you're.
Well, look, I mean,
how you're
you asked
how
me
you're
to do
handling
this, and I feel like, if you're going to do something, you might as well do it right. And I know how important this is to you. And if it's so important to you that, like I
Very.
said before, that you're willing to, like I said, I already have success. I don't need to do this, but I know that you're just starting out, and it would
Mhm.
help for you to have a strong partner in that. So, I figured, why don't I actually do it right? And I actually, by the way, really enjoy it myself. I love prepping for it. I love
I
all
see.
of the technical. I mean, it's frustrating, isn't it? The whole technical side of it, but it works.
Yeah.
Works now.
Well,
It's getting better.
It's sometimes it's very hard to get things absolutely right. I think the difference between our previous show and this show is that you moved your computer further away so that
did.
there's less.
It's outside the room now.
I can hear it. Your
You-
quality.
Oh, I was gonna say you can hear it now.
improved.
Jesus, my computer's loud. If you could still
No,
hear it, I
I
thought.
cannot hear your computer. I can hear the difference, and yeah, this is much better.
Well,
So,
I
you
think
know-
we've both made a lot of big changes for this podcast, and I think
Mhm.
your big excitement is that I think from next week, maybe depending on when you get your internet, you will be moving into your new studio.
Yeah,
Very exciting.
ain't that something, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
markandgeorgeshow.com/donate. Is that set up yet? Just saying.
Well, it should be. It's not yet, but let me create it right now because I don't want to miss a penny. No, just kidding. But no, the thing is, yes, indeed, I found a place where I can rent a studio.
Yeah, it looks
So
great.
that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's pretty big as well. It's 20
Yeah,
square
it even had a
meters.
closet, right?
There's a closet
Now-
as well.
Now,
which
the
I
one thing that kind of bothered me just a little bit about that whole space was that
Mhm.
you said you were going to put a sound booth in the closet, and I was just thinking about all the fires that can start by you having a sound booth in the closet.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't do that.
You might want to just
Yeah.
purchase like a sound booth. They actually sell these sound booth units. That might be something to consider.
Yes.
Because how are you going to
friend
get
of the
power?
show-
You know, power and stuff inside the closet,
I
lighting.
think there's power inside, and
What?
the nice thing is that the previous tenant was an IT company. So the flooring, those it's like the typical IT flooring, the square,
Oh, nice.
the thick square, what you may call it, with cables going down underneath.
So they have a
And,
floor trough. I think is what they call it.
Yeah,
Like a
could be.
little area that you can have cables go beneath the floor. Is that
Let
what
me
you're talking
see if
about?
I can.
We don't need the
I'm,
word. Everyone
looking
knows that.
for
Everyone knows
floor-
what that means.
I don't know, but
Don't worry about it. I mean,
yeah, it's
is that what it
these,
means? It means that cables can be laid underneath the desks and they put the panels
Yes.
back on top like a sewer system for
exactly.
your cable. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Kind of.
That's amazing. Into the closet?
Dark sewer network.
I know, right?
Into the closet as well. Yeah.
Into the closet you go,
And,
Mark.
Yes.
You know what that
yes.
means, right?
It's time
Yeah.
for
Time for you to start hiding your gayness.
or certain utilities. Are they utilities or are they Android? I don't know, but never mind. Trying to.
Oh, I
avoid
have an
that
amazing
topic for this.
In my second segment today, I have
Episode.
something you might be really into. Something you might be into. Yeah.
Ooh.
I
Well,
promise
should
you it's
probably
not
ready
sex
my
robots.
my should probably ready my soundboard for that. I don't even remember.
You
which
get your
one,
wallet out. You might want to buy one of these things that I'm getting ready to talk
Ooh.
about.
Ooh. Well, that sounds interesting.
Well, oh, nice.
yes,
We
there's
we
one
both
other
look
thing
like we're getting ready to
wanted
jump. Go ahead. Sorry.
I wanted to bring up, before we start. So again, I've been so focused on getting that studio and everything, and it's nice. The only thing I still have to get, like you said, is my own internet. So there's no internet connection there yet, and well. When I told you, you said, well, it was maybe 10 or 15 years since I last heard that term, but I'm getting ADSL.
ADS. Attention
ADSL, yeah.
Deficit Service Lag. I think is what that stands for.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. Could be something different, though.
Could be
so,
asynchronous something subscriber line. Not sure though.
yes. Asynchronous, well, maybe digital.
That's what it is.
The
That's
term is
actually what
old
it is.
enough for that, right? Yeah.
That's what it was. I couldn't remember the one word.
Oh man, I don't know which of the clip. So let's just play a.
All right, let's do
I
it.
don't know.
Go ahead.
A separate.
You have a
one.
clip?
And
You have a clip for ADSL?
to get us started. I mean, I don't remember which one I used last time.
Oh, you mean
I-
the one where I
wasn't
say,
it in,
"Send me
like-
that sound."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it in something like?
I know. That
don't
feels
know.
like something you should put on MAirList in a special like corner button on your
Yes.
device there. This should be. You know what? Let's go through a couple of them and I'll tell you which one it was because I remember it distinctly. Go ahead.
All right. Well,
I'll
what's
try-
this one.
I'll try a little bit here. Stapler production down 22% across the world. No, that wasn't it.
No. Okay. Another one.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. It's a little bit shorter. Here it comes.
New studies
No,
show
too short.
carrots are good for. No, okay, all right.
No, it's too. Oh,
All
darn.
right. I had a whole thing about
All right.
snowmen, but it was too short.
Try it with. I don't know. My sound. I mean, a soundboard is nice, but if it's got too much stuff.
Keep going,
then,
man. Keep going. We'll find it.
All right.
New study out of New Zealand shows beards are excellent for sex and romance.
There you go.
That was it? That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it.
It's a
No,
true
that
study,
wasn't it.
but that wasn't it. I totally made that up, but it's true. You know what I'm saying?
Darn.
Yeah.
Might have lost it. Well, that
No.
sucks. It was a nice one.
Thought we
It
were
was with the
professional here. You
guitars
played
and
it like multiple times, back and forth.
everything. No.
On the next.
Wait,
Oh no, it's a little bit too excitement. Too much excitement.
Too much.
Oh man. Keep
Okay,
in mind,
well,
guys, this is 9th show. We have
Ninth.
41 more to go before we break out of beta. But 10th show is going to be special for us. Am I right, Mark? Why is 10th show special for us, Mark?
Well, we made a promise to ourselves that we are not allowed to buy any new equipment before we make 10 shows.
right.
So after 10 shows, we're free to improve our sound.
But let's be
equipment
honest,
again.
we've been
And-
buying a ton of equipment.
Yeah, we have, and I've been browsing stuff.
I mean, I bought like
uh,
$60 worth of cables just yesterday,
yeah, cables is kind of the exception.
just because
right?
they're like
Because
color coded, and I was excited.
yeah, that's nice. And it helps you tidy things up as well. So okay, cables are exempt, but like the stuff that changes the sound or everything.
You
yeah,
still
10
thinking
shows
about getting
first.
a big bottom?
Yes, I am. I saw a second-hand one for 250 euros.
For
which
the
is a bit much,
uninitiated,
but
can you explain what the big bottom is for everybody?
it is called an exciter, and it's basically something that makes that enhances your voice. It enhances the frequency.
It excites your bottom.
It excites your bottom.
Yeah.
Is this it?
Oh yeah. Are you ready for the Apex? Oh man. I could have.
bottom. Yeah, no. No. Basically, what it does is it booms the bass, but
Ugh.
it also it's too much. I think to I don't need much bass. I want the vocal range to be a bit more widened so that when I make voiceovers, there's a bit more sound. So yeah, it increases hearability, I guess.
Yeah, something struck me yesterday. I was listening to No Agenda, and I thought their sound was pretty decent. I mean, John's sound is far away on Skype or whatever, but it's still, when he's talking, I'm still engaged. And that made me kind of stop thinking so much about my own sound. I've been really, really bothered by my own sound. I mean, I just have to accept your voice as God, and I am
I don't know.
not God.
When I hear Darren talk, I'm jealous of Darren O'Neill from Random
Come on.
Thoughts.
I'm even jealous of
He's
Nick
in
the Rat. Come on. Even Nick the Rat has a better voice than me.
NickTheRat.com, yeah.
There you go. If you want to
His
listen to
shows.
the Dark Sewer Network, you can go to. Does he have DarkSewerNetwork.com? I even know.
Yeah. Yeah, his show's pretty cool. And his sound is also pretty cool, but you don't sound so bad yourself, man. Don't worry.
All right. Well, the summary of this entire story is we don't have the clip to start new clips. We don't have a new.
No, I don't get it.
Get-
It was
get-
it
hit
used
it-
to be here.
Hit a couple more. We'll find it. Oh yes, that's right. The winner of the race is Tanaka-san. Why it was a Japanese name with a Mexican accent? You got me. Next
I
one.
told you the name of the
Well,
where it was.
listen, I don't fault you for
I mean,
thinking
I
that
have
I can
stuff like-
remember things.
Transit. But it's not in transit.
Go
I
ahead,
like
man.
this one.
Come on. Yeah, you know what's up. This is 98.5 KLUC, the #1 hit music station with all the hip hop in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump
Like
reelected.
I couldn't resist.
No, come on, I got stuff for every one of these. One of these are gonna hit, and I'm gonna actually be able to. It's 1950, and robots. Damn it!
Yeah, they're short. It was
Yeah.
longer, wasn't it?
That was definitely a 1950s technology introduction for sure. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Back in my day, we didn't have no pansies telling us what to do and what not to say. 2019, and goddamn it, I'm gonna say what I want. In 1954, a commando unit was sent to Vietnam, even though the Vietnam War had not yet started. This advanced
For a
unit.
crime they didn't commit.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. That's pretty intense war sound right here.
Yeah, this sounds more like news from the universe. You know,
Not
too
even.
over dramatic.
That's like,
kind of like
oh, there you go. That's just too 1995, honestly.
yeah, BBC stuff.
Windows
I agree.
Windows 95. People are lining up outside CompUSA and Circuit City for the latest operating system from Microsoft. Here with the story
As
is
soon as I
Bill, reporting from Seattle, Washington. Hey guys, I'm here at the CompUSA, and let me tell you what, it is amazing the amount of people that have AOL's been giving away free computers for every person. Okay.
They are giving out compact discs where you can install CompuServe. Remember that?
Oh my,
That's how
well,
I started.
I started with, I did have CompuServe for a point.
Oh,
When did
it
you
was
switch
great.
to AOL though? Come on.
Well, we never had AOL.
No.
Because it's we're
Too much
Dutch
for you?
that.
Too expensive. Yeah.
Too much.
You
too
had poor
Dutch.
man's AOL, CompuServe.
CompuServe was really ahead of its time, though.
Yeah.
It really was. They had this whole system of themselves.
The whole
on the
system of
internet.
themselves. Nice.
Yeah, no, I mean their own infrastructure on the internet that was already like in place. I mean, the first time I discovered that what people call the internet is actually the Mosaic browser and not the CompuServe system, I was really disappointed. Like, oh, so only CompuServe customers have this? This is not the internet. Remember with that traffic light button that you could press go to a certain channel? I remember WinZip
Not with
was
CompuServe.
already
I don't-
on there.
I don't remember that. You mean on AOL?
No, CompuServe. This was the I forget the name. It was their own digital city kind of with channels and everything. CompuServe.
I mean, AOL
Oh,
had channels too. I remember when I was always in the
Yeah. They did.
in the prepubescent teenage girl channel, just hanging around, just trying to figure out how teenage girls talk, and yeah, that was a big thing I did on AOL.
The name.
Thanks for not responding to my pedophilia sayings here. Of course, I was joking.
Way past me.
Yeah, you were too worried about CompuServe.
I was.
Here I am thinking. I was thinking the
Still
time I was
searching.
using CompuServe, I was using WordPerfect 6, if I remember correctly. Do you remember WordPerfect?
Yeah, I had 5.1.
Are you eating a mint again? I swear to God.
Sucking on nicotine again.
I
yeah,
swear to God,
I know.
if there was a guidebook like a radio
How to make a
podcasting for
podcast?
dummies,
Yeah,
first thing, don't suck a mint during the broadcast. Just saying.
I know.
That'd be like number one thing to do.
yesterday, I was listening to the Dvorak Horowitz Unplugged podcast.
Sorry, I broke
yesterday,
rule
and I
2.
heard
Don't
that-
cough. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was listening to the Dvorak Horowitz Unplugged podcast yesterday, which is a podcast about finance with John C. Dvorak and
I didn't know he had
Andrew
another one.
Horowitz. Yeah, he has, and it's more focused on finance and stuff like that.
And
Andrew said that he always called it a lozenger instead of a lozenge.
oh, okay.
Lozenger. Well, that was really funny. Never heard that before. The
Yeah, it's called a
CompuServe
lozenge.
Information Manager is what it was called. And they had stuff like forums and communities. They had different channels, so you could press go and then you filled in like the name of a channel. It could be WinZip, or could be Holland, or could be anything you imagine. But this was their own system that was just for CompuServe subscribers. But it was so ahead of its time. I mean, many companies tried it afterwards. I think it was, better than Facebook. If they would implement the CompuServe Info Manager as it was today, I'm sure people would use it. They would use it for
I think
channels
you
and
underestimate. I think you
information.
underestimate how people are today. I think you
Or
underestimate.
overestimate,
I think you overestimate. I apologize.
maybe.
You overestimate. I think you have a. That's like saying, if people just knew that IRC was out there, they'd use it, man. They wouldn't be using these really fancy, easy to use messenger services now. They'd be using
And
IRC,
next up,
where you have to connect
Yeah.
and do all. I mean, that makes more sense.
well, I'll be honest, IRC is still my favorite protocol.
I
of them
know,
all.
because you're one of
This
those
is so
guys.
fun.
You're one of
I'm a
those
nerd.
guys.
I'm an elitist nerd. Next up,
Hit me-
OS2 Warp.
Hit me
Was
with
it
that.
too early?
Hit me with that noise. Let's get into the news. I got some news clips for us.
All right, let me just press a random one and see what happens here.
No, I refuse to do a news clip over that.
Okay.
No, again, I'm missing the mark. Oh my God, this is why I need a soundboard.
I know. Well, this is why I need to learn how my.
Actually, there's
soundboard
another
works.
button I need you to click.
Ugh.
Swear to God, your headphones
I
are
really-
like
I
your
don't
headphones are at
understand.
max,
I'm-
man. Everything
Oh,
you say
yeah.
is like this.
I'm so deaf.
Yeah.
This is true. I've my
That's-
ears
I
aren't
think-
that good.
Yeah, might be better now. Anyway,
Slow dramatic orchestral
hit me-
intro
all
with
right, let's
choir.
do it. Let's do it. Go ahead. You know what? Because it's funny,
Let's
I'm going to
not.
do it. No, I'm going to do it. From
Oh,
today,
really?
we're going to do the slow dramatic orchestra intro for every news article. And I'm going to. No, we're doing it. I'm sorry. You know what? Listen, we're already 25 minutes in. We haven't got one clip out yet. All right. So we're going to do it with that. We're going to roll with it. This is episode number
Whoa.
9.
25 minutes.
Yeah, we're 25 minutes in and we haven't got one news clip in, man.
You are so right. Let's just use a one for
Let's
the
just
50s.
jump into it. Trump uses executive action to build his wall, despite Congressman giving him other money. I added that last part. Did you hear about this?
There you go.
Did you hear
I
about
heard.
this?
Yeah,
All right.
everybody's.
They're
Yeah,
loving
go
it.
ahead.
I mean, everyone just loves it. Let's go ahead and play the clip of Trump announcing executive action to build the wall.
So I'm going to be signing a national emergency. And it's been signed many times before. It's been signed by other presidents.
Other presidents signed his executive action to build the wall. I just want to point that out before I continue playing the clip.
Emergency.
Many-
Did you hear him?
I just signed this bill that every other president has signed. All right.
From 1977 or so, it gave the presidents the power. There's rarely been a problem. They sign it. Nobody cares.
Of course, I remember the Republicans completely yelling at Obama every time he signed an executive order. I just want to point that out. Every time he signed an executive order, they complained.
Do you know how much that was?
Do you know how much it was? $5.
No, I mean how much. How
I'm just
often
joking. I didn't know what you meant.
Obama.
Oh, how many times he signed an executive order?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure you're going to look for the number. You're going to have it.
I read it a while ago.
You go ahead. You look for
Yeah.
that number. I'll finish
Play the
the.
clip. Play
yeah.
the clip.
I guess they weren't very exciting. But nobody cares. They sign it for far less important things in some cases, in many cases. We're talking about an invasion of our country with drugs, with human traffickers, with all types of criminals and gangs.
Wow. So a ton of criminals and gangs is what he's stopping with the wall. What do you think of that? What do you think that he already got $1.5 billion in a negotiated deal with Congress and the Senate in a veto-proof margin, by the way? And he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do the executive. By the way, I actually think I'm okay with it. By the way, for the record.
Yeah, well, I think if the choice is between that or keeping the border open, or doing exactly what the Democrats want, I think this is a fair choice. It's not the best choice. I think he should have not signed the bill and just only go for the executive order. But
All right. Barack Obama had 276 executive action signed.
George Bush
291. Bill Clinton,
Bill Clinton,
364. Oh, and Trump,
Yeah,
Donald Trump already has 95. So he looks like he's going to go head to head here in his next 4 years, don't you think? Pretty sure he's getting elected
Well,
again.
He's already 2 years in. So,
But
it's
you
not
know who
going that
doesn't?
fast.
You know who doesn't like executive orders? Like a lot.
No.
Trump.
Who?
Here's a thing I got off of the Washington Post, a little compilation of Trump railing against executive orders.
You need somebody that can wheel and deal and get things done, and we go back to a system where we don't need the executive orders.
Cancel every unconstitutional executive action or executive order, memorandum issued by President Obama.
He doesn't deal with people, and he's a bad leader, and he can't get people into the room, and now he has to use executive action. And this is a very, very dangerous thing that should be overridden easily by the Supreme Court.
All Obama does now is sign executive orders. We want this, he can't get it. Boom, executive order.
He shouldn't be doing deals that way. Number one, you're supposed to get together with the senators and the congressmen. You get in a room and you work out some deal that everybody agrees to, and then people are happy.
Ronald Reagan did it with Tip O'Neill very successfully. You didn't hear so much about executive orders, if you heard about it at all.
He of the executive order because nobody wants to listen to him, including the Democrats. So he just goes around signing executive orders. He couldn't make a deal because it's not his thing. He doesn't want to deal with anybody. So he's got this new
that's
thing with
true.
executive orders.
Nobody ever heard of executive orders until this guy came along.
I want to know how you would treat the abuse of executive orders.
The whole concept of executive order, it's not the way the country's supposed to be run.
The nice thing about an executive order, the new president could come in and sign it away immediately.
And he'll be out on a golf course in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and the courts will start getting these executive orders. And they'll say, what he's saying is, look, I don't know if it works or not. Here's an executive order. In 5 years, don't worry, I'll be playing golf. What the hell difference does it make?
We will have a national emergency, and we will then be sued, and they will sue us in the Ninth Circuit.
So
Yeah,
here's
that's
what's
what he
funny.
said. I heard him say this. This was today, the last part.
Yeah, that was from today. Now, here's what's really funny. In there, he said, with Ronald Reagan, you didn't hear about executive orders. Now, me and you just listed off Bill Clinton and George Bush and Barack Obama with how many executive orders they had
Yeah. But before Bill Clinton, there was George H.W. Bush who had 166.
and how many did Ronald Reagan have?
I have no idea.
381. He had the most out of all those presidents.
Boom.
So apparently Trump, as much as I like the guy, doesn't really understand how the executive order has been used over history.
He still is pretty low compared to the others, but he's
Only 2 years in. Come on. He's going to use more.
It's
I'll tell you what.
96.
It's going to ramp up. If we're going to look at the chart of executive orders, it's going to ramp up now that there's a Congress controlled by the Democrats. And I guarantee, that's like a smart prediction by George Trombley that everybody on earth could make. Even my 17-year-old daughter who doesn't follow would know. Hey,
So
if you've got
Trump
someone
doesn't
opposing you, then
get
you're
what he
definitely
wa-
going to. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Doesn't-
Trump doesn't get what he wants, executive order, boom.
That's right.
Same as the other presidents.
And then,
This
what's
is
going to
just
happen is
what happens apparently.
why executive orders exist, right?
Yeah. Since when are executive orders a part of the process? Do you know?
He said 1977, didn't he? But I'm looking right here. Harry S. Truman had 907. Franklin D. Roosevelt.
907.
Hang on. Let me blow your socks off. Franklin D. Roosevelt had 3,728
Jesus.
executive
That's
orders.
one every day.
Woodrow Wilson had 803. Wow. I'm sorry, 1,803. Sorry.
Maybe it was, I hereby declare my previous executive order canceled because I have a better plan.
Hey, here's a good trivia question. Which president never had an executive order?
I'm not very good at my American presidents.
Neither am
honestly.
I. I don't even know who this guy is. He was only president for a month, it looks like, and I don't know how this is possible. William Henry Harrison was president from March 4th, 1841 to April 4th, 1841. I don't know what happened. It looks like Martin Van Buren.
That's a Dutch name.
I'm
Van
trying to
Buren.
figure out Martin Van Buren. I don't know why.
Martin van Buren.
What happened with William Henry Harrison that John Tyler took over?
Maybe,
He died of pneumonia 31 days into his term,
Oof.
thereby serving the shortest tenure in
It's a
United
harsh
States
way to
presidential
go.
history. Yeah.
Oof.
Wow.
That's bad.
Wow. Well, there you go. How many do you think George Washington signed for executive orders? Without looking.
15.
Good guess. 8.
8.
Pretty good.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's
I mean,
Trump defending. A reporter asks him when he's making this announcement at the Rose Garden. Here's him defending his use of executive order.
Thank you,
All
Mr.
right.
President. I just
Play
want to say, when in the past, when President Obama tried to use executive action as it related to immigration, you said the whole concept of executive order, it's not the way the country's supposed to be run. You said you're supposed to go through Congress and make a deal. Will you concede that you were unable to make the deal that you had promised in the past? and that the deal
Can
you're
I
ending up
guess?
with
Can you
now
pause it? Can I guess?
Can you guess what his answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
They leave me no choice.
All right. So you're okay. So we're banking on him saying, "Look, they left me no choice." All right.
That's my guess.
You're gonna be-
Yeah, normally I would agree, but right now I have to deal with these people, and they leave me no choice. So honestly, I don't have a choice.
All right. Let's see.
You know,
Congress
Trump
is
always says things twice.
Okay. Here we go.
less than what
Yeah,
you
yeah,
could have had
please.
before a 35-day shutdown.
I went through Congress. I made a deal. I got almost $1.4 billion when I wasn't supposed to get $1. Not $1. He's not going to get $1. Well, I got $1.4 billion, but I'm not happy with it. I also got billions and billions of dollars for other things. Port of entries, lots of different things. The purchase of drug equipment, more than we were even requesting. In fact, the primary fight was on the wall. Everything else, we have so much, as I said, I don't know what to do with it. We have so much money. But on the wall, they skimped. So I was successful
Skimped?
in that sense.
Skimped means they held back money. They paid. They
I
were
see.
cheaped
Yeah,
out.
okay.
They cheaped out.
Yes, gotcha.
But I want to do it faster. I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster. And I don't have to do it for the election. I've already done a lot of wall for the election, 2020. And the only reason we're up here talking about this is because of the election. Because they want to try and win an election, which it looks like they're not going to be able to do.
I actually agree with that.
And this is one of the ways they think they can possibly win is by obstruction and a lot of other nonsense. And I think that I just want to get it done faster. That's all.
Yeah. So he just wants to get it done faster. So he's like, you know what? You gave me some money, but I want to do it faster. So there it is.
Yeah.
So you kind of hit.
I didn't nail it. Well, kind
You
of.
didn't nail it, but you got a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of point. I'll give you a.
There's one
C.
other thing I can. Yeah, there's one other thing I can take out from this, and you can really hear in this clip that he's a New Yorker.
Oh yeah.
You can really hear it.
I like Trump. The thing is, I've always liked Trump. I hate Trump and I like Trump. It's kind of this mixed dichotomy, but I think he is going to go down as definitely one of the most interesting presidents in history for America.
Certainly.
And I got to tell you, I don't
stirring things up.
I don't think anyone that's entered the race so far can beat Trump. And keep in mind, I'm a very new Republican at this point. I only recently started
Do you
thinking
have a Democratic favorite?
right now. I mean, I've only heard of Klobuchar and Kamala or whatever her name is now. I definitely hate Elizabeth Warren.
Kamala.
No, I think it's Kamala now. She said Camilla at one point, but now she's corrected people to say Kamala, as it sounds more African, I guess.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
I'm not sure, but no.
It's a Democratic tactic, yeah.
Warren is just the one that I think here's the thing. Even though
she won't make it.
Here's the thing.
She's an old hag.
I have a strong feeling, though, that the Democratic Party will push to make her the lead because she's got the most name recognition. But I think she would be a horrible choice because she's so weak when she talks. In my mind, she's just so weak. Now, I like Klobuchar right now, Amy Klobuchar, because she seems to be kind of funny and she seems to be cool. You know what I mean? She seems to be a cool person. And I think it would be really fun to see her and Trump debate.
I see. Well, I agree. I noticed her during the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, and I noticed that she's the only one who stayed on topic for the most part regarding policies or decisions that Kavanaugh has made and the stances that he has made. So she really stayed on point for the longest period of time, while everybody else was just focusing on character assassination and focusing on the whole did he or did he not do what they said that he did. But she was just focusing on policy for the most part, and then at the end she made some more emotional remarks about his character, but that was for the last 5 or 10 minutes. That's when I noticed her. I thought it was really strong that she stayed on topic, and that's why why I guess she will make it pretty far. Apparently, she's very good at her job, and you don't have to agree with her. I certainly don't agree with her, especially on climate change. She was standing in the snow, and there was a snowstorm coming right when she was talking about wanting to save the world from global warming. She was turning into a snow woman.
Yeah,
while prophesizing global warming. So that was like, well, at least she kept her back straight. She didn't cancel the event.
I would point out, Mark, that weather is not the same as climate change, as you have heard before. I'm saying very neutral.
Explicitly talked about global warming.
Sure.
There has been a downtrend,
Well,
which is why
in 200
basically
years, my
most
bet
people
will pay
talk
off.
about climate change.
200 years, we'll
bet.
know. How do you spell her name? I'm really trying to find something on her, but
KLOBU.
K. Oh, that would
CHAR.
explain. KLOBU.
It's a really weird last
Is it
name,
Clo-
isn't it?
KLOBU. Hang on. Amy. I wrote Ant by mistake. Oh yeah,
Klobuchar.
Klobuchar. She's like a
It's
Klingon
very
name.
strange.
Klobuchar.
Kabla. Uh-huh.
I can't find it. But yeah, basically, the only thing that Trump could say bad about her was that she was in a snowstorm during climate change. That's all she could say.
Yeah.
All he could say. So I thought that was kind of interesting. He doesn't have like
was
a
a-
name for her yet. Snow Woman Amy. Snow
Well,
Princess. Our Snow Princess over here,
Easy.
Amy Klobuchar. Just let it
I
go.
don't know.
Just let it go.
I don't think Trump gives names to people he actually respects. And it seems that he might still respect her.
Oh, we'll see
At
what
this
happens
point.
during the election.
She's not a vicious, vile person. Kamala Harris is vicious and vile in
Is
what
she?
she says.
Is she? I don't know.
And
I don't know
so
anything
is-
about her.
So is Warren. From what I saw, and I'm mostly looking at two things: is the Kavanaugh hearings, because you could really see people's characters. They really drop their masks. You could see, the vicious people behind the masks, and also
Well,
with the
I don't
guys.
think they're vicious. Again, I don't think the world is evil. I think that everyone has a different thing that they want to achieve. And if you're looking from the other side, remember, I also thought Republicans were evil. But once I look at the other side, I really got a different perspective now. Now that I'm sitting here thinking
You've
more
got
like a
the
Republican.
neocons, man. Those neocons have certain plans.
What does that
also
even mean?
are-
Neocon, explain that to me.
Well, it's the group that basically keeps advocating for war, keeps advocating for globalism, for the war with Russia. They want to.
They're advocating? Who's advocating for
destroy
that?
Iran.
Who's advocating for war for Russia? I haven't heard that.
Well, yeah, it's calmed down now, but I think that the people like most hammering on the whole Trump-Russia debate or trying to avoid it altogether are the same people who were.
But are these people
they're big
are
on-
these people worthy of even getting news, or are they just fringy people? Like, I think on both sides.
No,
Here's the problem with news: is that
I'm
the
trying
left.
to.
Let me make this point. On the left, and I see this because I used to watch a lot of MSNBC. They'll throw up very fringy or uneducated Republicans, and it really makes them look dumb. They throw up the stupidest things that Trump might say. Okay. And then I watch the right-sided news. It's the same thing. They throw the
It's the same thing, yes. So
just throw
I'm trying to
fringy.
underline your point about the right also having the same scare tactics basically as the left, because I agree what you're saying is true. It's not just one side.
Well, I
Both
feel like
sides are-
I feel like you've fallen into that by saying the people, the neocons that want to. I think you've fallen into the trap of believing that there's a vast conspiracy to do something with
No,
Russia
not a
or something like
conspiracy,
that.
just a certain way of thinking.
Right.
And actually, my own perspective on the whole Russia thing is that, they're even trying to avoid it because it becomes clearer and clearer that there's no collusion between Trump and Russia, but there seems to be something iffy going on between Hillary's connections with Russia.
You know
And
what I
that's
think?
they're
You know what I think
staying out
happened?
of. But I still want to dive into this topic. What do you think happened?
I think that Russia was hitting both sides, and a lot of people on both sides, but more the Trump side. And actually, I think the problem is Trump got elected. If Hillary got elected, there would be the Russian collusion for Hillary. The same exact thing would have happened for Hillary.
There are strange connections between a person called Bill Browder, and there's a reporter, Lee Stranahan. He has been investigating and calling out people for avoiding this topic altogether, especially people on the right on Fox News, people like Dan Bongino and what's the name? I forget, but. Oh, I think I woke up my boy. I'm sorry.
About time
That's
you
very
moved to that
distracting.
studio. I thought you had a cat for a second.
It's, yeah. No. Nope. This is not the cat. This is
That
my boy.
that definitely does sound like a cat. You
Very
sure it's
happy
your
that
boy,
my-
not a cat?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh
yeah,
man. I feel
he's
bad.
crying.
Iris is
Yeah.
not going to be happy. Well, here, this seems like a good segue. Why don't you hit me up with that noise and we'll play next story. Do you know when your wife or significant other wants to have sex? Well, now you can with the Love Sync, the latest fad on Kickstarter.
Sex.
What? That's a really weird way to start off.
I'm just stalling right now, hoping she's in the mood for some horizontal hustle.
And I'm just waiting for him to make the first move so we can do the mattress mambo.
I love her.
Jesus.
I love him.
I'm just not always sure she's ready to do some dancing in the sheets when I am.
What
I've
the
been shut
hell?
down before.
Not cringy at all.
Kind of embarrassing.
Not right now, I'm all sweaty.
What?
Hang on. Wait for it.
Eventually, it leads us to stop trying as often. Well, you're in luck because there's Love Sync.
Love Sync is a device that lets you know when both of you are in the mood for some hippity dippity.
It's super simple. All you have to do is place a button at each of your bedsides, and when you're feeling a little randy, you just anonymously push the button. There's no risk of
Jesus
rejection.
Christ.
If only one of you pushes the button, nothing happens, and your partner's none the wiser. But if your partner's also ready for a pants-off dance-off, they'll press their button. The Love Sync technology combines these anonymous inputs and recognizes that there is consensus. It lets you both know by emitting a swirling glow from the button.
No. 2019, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, if
We don't have to talk anymore.
just push a button.
You can use a device. Inform Google of your choice.
No, my favorite part is this shows informed consent.
Jesus
Next thing you know, they're gonna have it with like a fingerprint reader. So
No. Did you know in Sweden officially you already have to sign an agreement?
What?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Else it's
Find
it's
me a
rape.
source. That's what. Find me a source. I haven't heard
Well,
this.
it's true though, but
No, I'm not
so,
gonna let
okay,
you
we
let
don't
that.
have
No,
to-
no. Find me a source. I want to hear this source.
Yeah,
I think you're falling
I
into
will,
a
but
conspiracy
meanwhile-
again, Mark.
Nope.
No way in
nope.
Sweden they make you sign a consent to have sex. No way. I'm betting you
All right.
$5.
Sweden approves new law.
What?
Let it load. Recognizing sex without consent as rape. 24th of May, 2018.
Hang on, stop.
They have passed
Sex
new
without
law.
consent has
No, no,
always been rape. Consent
Yeah,
means
no,
they say
listen.
yes.
Listen, Sweden has passed a new law saying sex without consent is rape, even when there are no threats or force involved. The new law, due to come into effect on 1st of July, so that was last year, says a person must give clear consent, verbal or physical. So
All right, so not a signed
it is
document.
okay for me to put my penis inside of your vagina, right? Honey?
Oh, no,
basically
because
what
we're doing
this
a
is.
live stream right now. Maybe later we could talk about it.
Prosecutors will no longer need to prove violence or that the victim was in a vulnerable situation in order to establish rape. Activists have welcomed the changes, but critics say the law will not increase the number of rape convictions. With the new legislation approved in Parliament by 257 votes against 38, Sweden joins other European countries like the United Kingdom and Germany, where sex without consent is considered rape. What does the law say? Well,
we know what the law
it
says. It says that
lack
rape is rape.
of consent
Yes.
is enough to constitute a crime. It is based on the obvious. Sex must be voluntary. But yes.
So hang on.
They say passivity is not a sign of agreeing to sex.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you will have to find out if the other person is willing.
Right. But you don't have to get a document signed, right? But that just makes a lot of sense to get that document signed. But you don't have to.
Yeah, that's the only way how you can, avoid.
Oh, I have a
people
solution
changing
for
their
this.
stories later.
It's called Love Sync. Oh yeah. shit, you didn't hit the
Pressing
button.
the button multiple times sets a longer time period that you'd be down for bopping squiddles.
Rumpus Humpus.
Hack in the sack.
Two-person push-ups?
It's amazing for those times where you wouldn't mind being surprised
Two-person
in
push-up.
the middle of the night.
Which I avoided in the past. Fear of waking the beast.
We surveyed couples across the globe, and over 50% said they would initiate more often if they knew they wouldn't be rejected by their partner. Love Sync is perfect for partners because it alleviates sexual frustration.
Now you'll always know when you and your significant other are ready for sexy time.
So if you think Love Sync can help you, why not try it?
Ah, Jesus.
Yeah.
They call it Love Sync.
Love
they don't call
Sync.
it Screw Sync or...
Well, Love Sync's a much better term, don't you think, in terms of marketing, right? Don't you think?
Seems like there's a little bit of a
Yeah, so
congestion issue with the
my
bandwidth.
thing is that I would be pushing the button. My wife, that would be like my wife not responding to a text. You know, I'd be like, hey, I'd have to tell her, I pushed the button. Did you not see it? Oh, no, I just wasn't into it. Then it's going to lead to this awkward conversation. Like, honey,
Oh, okay.
I pushed the button like 4 times. I was open for 4 hours yesterday. You didn't even respond to me. I don't think the Love Sync's going to solve anything.
Well, we need a companion app.
What
The rejection sync.
does that do? Explain to me how that
It
works.
actively says no. I don't feel frisky today.
So they
This
actually
is so far away from how I think people should, just love each other and be engaged. And I mean, there's always the oldest excuse of the world. No, I've got a headache. Works fine.
Exactly, right? You know, that headache might last for about a month or 2 or maybe
This
the
is
entire
just-
marriage.
Yeah, this is just Silicon Valley madness. They don't know what to create anymore. They all want to be unicorns, grow into these big corporations or being swallowed by a big company like Google, Amazon, Facebook, whatever. But this is an endemic issue. They don't know how normal relationships work anymore because they have been so messed up with stuff like consent and
I'd just look up something.
like, for example, remember this one? There was this which organization? I think it was Netflix, where they said that it's no longer allowed to make 4 seconds or longer of eye contact with
What?
a coworker. Yeah,
Hang on, let me
They
do this for
banned
a
it.
second. 4 seconds.
well, it's long. I mean,
That's pretty freaky.
Really?
Hang on, you even literally cut me off. It was so long. Let's do it again. Look into the camera look into your camera for 4 seconds. Ready? Starting now.
yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy long, dude. I actually kind of agree with that
But-
policy.
To ban it, here's the story. Netflix film crews are banned from looking at each other for longer than 5 seconds in Me Too
5
crackdown. The
seconds.
streaming service says it is proud of the anti-harassment training we offer to our production. Well, sometimes you make a joke and you look at one and just waiting for them, for it to sink in, like the aha moment. But no, Netflix has introduced new anti-harassment training, and this was last year's, in the wake of the Me Too movement that rocked Hollywood and seriously disrupted production on its House of Cards show. New rules imposed.
Was I supposed to
on set
understand what you just said? House of Cards.
seriously
You got too
disrupted
excited for that.
production on its
Disrupted.
House of Cards show. Yes.
Hang on, I
New
just saw
rules
they passed a law in Sweden right now. If you look at someone for 5 seconds, that's consent.
You have to get
5 seconds is consent. Yeah, it's a new law.
If you stare at each other. Yeah, no, the rules imposed on set reportedly include no looking at anyone for longer than 5 seconds, no lingering hugs, no flirting, and no asking for a colleague's phone number.
Wow, who asks for phone numbers anymore? Don't you just say, what's your Facebook or your Skype or your something?
I do. I always say, hey, I'm a drummer. Can I get your number?
Are you a drummer?
Yes.
I didn't know that. You're going to set up your drums in the studio? You could, because now you could be loud.
I don't know, man. I mean, I have electric drums, so this is possible. I've got one of those Roland heavy very nice electric drum kits, but nah. There's a yoga office
Next
across
door?
the hall.
That's nice.
No, not next door. A couple of doors further in the hall, but
I
that's
think they would
maybe not
welcome a
very much.
nice drum session from you every now and
I could put it in this studio and teach my boy how to become a kick-ass drummer.
Well, you could teach him drums
know,
while he sleeps.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm
LoveSync actually has met their pledge goal of $7,500. They have now $11,891 backing them with 262 backers with 25 days to go. So this product is going to come into existence. Now, earlier you said unicorn, and I didn't know what you meant, but I had to look it up. And just for everyone that is listening that doesn't understand, a unicorn is a privately held startup company valued at over $1 billion. The term was coined in 2013 by venture capitalist Eileen Lee. Because it's a statistical rarity of such a successful venture, she chose to use the mythical creature of a unicorn to represent them. So you're saying that this company would? I don't think LoveSync is looking to be a unicorn for sure. They're not going to be $1 billion.
They're all trying to be swallowed by the bigger fish.
Are they? I'm not.
No. I mean all of the Silicon Valley type, tech companies. Yeah,
well, maybe they just want to change the world.
Feeling. Yeah, they want to make the world a better place. Isn't that how they say it?
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Brought to you by
the love segment.
LoveSync. I'm glad you closed it. It was about time. That we needed to end that.
That one cringy, man.
Well, how about this?
I mean, I'm just
you want to hit me up with the
traditional.
noise, or do you want to keep talking about LoveSync? Or?
No, I can hit you up anytime, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mark and George Show. I'm George Trombley.
And I'm Mark van Dijk.
Let's just jump into it. Did you know that AI created by Elon Musk is too dangerous to be released to the public? Have you heard of this?
No. Tell us more, George.
Let's do it. This is a story from The Guardian, which I realize, by the way, now is a very left-leaning news source.
Oh, yeah. No, Guardian.
Yes.
Guardian is awful.
The good news is, though,
Okay.
it was this article's from everywhere, so it's not just them. It's on Wired. It's on all these different places. This just happens to be one of the best written ones I thought so far that I'd read. New AI.
Let me cue you in.
New AI fake text generator may be too dangerous to release, says creators. The creators of a revolutionary AI system that can write news stories and works of fiction dubbed deep fakes for text have taken the unusual step of not releasing their research publicly for fear of potential misuse.
Oh, okay. So it's actually not that. Yeah, it's different from the title.
Well, apparently there's a demonstration that you can look at in the show notes. You'll be able to see a link to that. But you can look at, you can just type in a few words and it will create a coherent article, whichever way you want to spin it, apparently.
Ah, I heard of this. They tried it out on Twitter already, I think.
Yeah, this is actually a newer
Maybe
version of that,
different.
apparently.
I see. Well, that's very interesting.
So it says
also
here.
reminds me of, yeah.
No, it rarely shows any of the quirks that mark out previous AI systems, such as forgetting what it is writing about midway through a paragraph or mangling the syntax of long sentences.
Wow, so it's better than journalists.
So if you feed it the opening line, for example, of George Orwell's 1984, it was a bright cold day in April and the clocks were striking 13, and the system recognizes the vaguely futuristic tone of the novelistic style, it would continue with, I was in my car on my way to a new job in Seattle. I put the gas in, put the key in, and then I let it run. I just imagined what the day would be like. 100 years from now, in 2045, I was a teacher in some school in a poor part of rural China. I started with Chinese history and history.
Wow.
I mean, it kept going, but it's pretty amazing, right?
Wow.
Sounds like a human wrote it.
Really, it's capturing.
Yeah. Not sure how China got
captive.
involved, but yeah.
Well, that's just one of the random elements.
Yeah, but another Elon Musk, and you know Elon Musk has been he's made several warnings about AI being very dangerous.
Well, he says it's a force that we need to be very careful of. It is potentially very dangerous, but it's technology, so it's not it's the same as with guns, you know. It's the wielder the user, which we need to.
Well, the problem with AI is that there is no wielder. It's it's autonomous.
Kinda. There's still a programmer. You can program him. I mean, just like programming in countries to choose from, you can also program victims to choose or not choose. Maybe.
This is what he.
Don't you think? I'm wondering. Because always when I'm talking about this, there's this thing I'm wondering about. Isn't the military already much further advanced than the stuff we're talking about? Aren't they already really digging into this? Like DARPA, for example.
Not sure. I mean, it seems like they would be with all of the weapons that they're creating, the sonic weapons and whatnot, and the drones and whatnot. I mean, if they already have humans manning drones, wouldn't it be just a matter of time before they train the drones to do the same thing that the humans were doing?
Probably.
In April 5th, 2018, Elon Musk tweeted, "Nothing will affect the future of humanity more than digital super intelligence."
Yeah, sounds about right.
He also said, "We are rapidly headed towards digital super intelligence that far exceeds any human." And I would believe what he says over any other one else, since he's been working on so much AI, obviously, for his cars, and he's got robots and not robots, but he's got the
digital
rockets.
intelligence.
Digital
That far
super
exceeds-
intelligence.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time visualizing this.
Well, I have already visualized it. We've talked about it quite a bit. Sex robots would be where this would be used, and I'm not afraid of them at all.
Consumer electronics.
Oh, yeah, that too.
But how about warfare electronics?
Sure.
No, I mean, sex robots basically are consumer electronics, but the military will, of course, they will see, if the enemy uses this before we do, we'll get a new arms race.
Yeah.
But then with AI, so basically the generals can sit back.
Well,
All right,
I mean,
guys, we deployed it, so let's just go home.
yeah, if you have a robot that will never sleep, it will never sleep, never require rest. You can't.
And then it will.
And it only takes
will
one
require
country
the-
to do it, to have every country want to do it.
This is basically the Matrix.
It really is. Really is.
Where the machine creates its own reality and it needs human bodies because they're the most efficient batteries.
Actually, that's been debunked. Human batteries are really not efficient.
Inefficient.
Yeah. They're very inefficient.
All right.
I just found out
that's good.
yesterday that Will Smith was originally tapped to play Neo in Matrix, and he declined.
Oh, wow. I'm very happy about that.
He
to be
made a
honest.
video about it on his channel.
What do you think about Will Smith?
Well, recently
You
he's
like him?
definitely. I do like him. I've always liked him, and I
Uh-huh.
think he's a pretty cool guy. And I've liked a lot of his movies. I think, obviously, starting with, he's getting ready to screw it up with the Aladdin movie for sure. Aladdin's
that
gonna be
one's,
so bad.
Seems very cringy.
Well, it wouldn't be cringy if it was original, but because you're coming off the back of, Robin Williams had the most fantastic Aladdin. Like, you can't beat Robin Williams' Aladdin.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I only saw the Dutch version, which had different voices.
Oh, interesting.
But I can see what you mean. Yeah, I was so young back then.
You should
I
watch
was
the
in
English version. It's really the
target
best.
audience. Yeah, well, I kind of grew out of
Hang on, though.
Disney
You
shit.
you have a son now, and all of these movies are important again.
Yeah, well,
You have a lot
right
of
now,
looking forward
if I
to-
turn on the Smurfs, it's too scary for him still. So
The
I have a
Smurf.
couple
Oh,
of years.
Gilgamesh is too scary for him.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's still too scary for him.
The Smurfs.
In fact, there are certain episodes he really likes to watch the Dutch version of Tom the I don't know well it's very simple
Tom and Jerry?
children's stuff. No. I wish
Too
Tom and
violent?
Jerry is
Too violent?
hilarious. No, I don't know. The Dutch name is Tom de Takelwagen.
What does that mean? in
Tom the lifting truck, maybe. What's one of
Oh,
those trucks that
okay.
picks up other cars? And the funny thing
Dump
about
truck.
this is,
Oh wait, no, not dump truck.
it's a car that picks up other cars, and repairs them
Give me a
and
second.
stuff like that. The funny thing is, this is like an animated
Tow
series
truck.
about cars who
Tow
do
truck.
everything. A tow truck. Yes, thank you. do exactly the same thing as humans normally do. So, for example, they create a Ferris wheel, and all of the cars ride into the Ferris wheel to enjoy the Ferris wheel or stuff like that. It's really funny. They're celebrating Christmas together, but they're just cars instead of humans doing human things. So,
and do you
it's
enjoy
over the
watching?
top.
You enjoy watching that?
Yeah, it's funny to see the concept, but Steven really likes it. However, there's one episode where there's also a dinosaur, and it freaks him out. Not this one, Daddy. Why not? There's a dinosaur.
Sounds to me like you're raising a snowflake over there, Mark. Got to toughen that boy up. Got to get him watching Jurassic Park by the time he's 4. Did you get him his NRA membership yet?
There's plenty of time for cortisol peaks.
Cortisol peaks.
Force that on the boy.
Very high level topic to talk about cortisol peaks here on the Mark and George.
You stress hormone for those of you.
I will say this, I remember, my kids were young and it was kind of nice, that they're cute and everything, but man, is it boring to watch TV with them. Like, I don't know how many episodes of Teletubbies I watched.
Oh,
Seriously.
yeah. Well, I'm okay with that. I don't really watch with them. I do my own thing. Sometimes I'm not really a TV watcher,
he has an iPad, right? Basically, he has some sort of...
We usually turn on the Google Cast and cast YouTube to it, and you can watch some
Right, wasn't he?
television.
He was. I saw him with a pad the other day. Doesn't he have like
He
a?
did?
Yeah, I thought he had a.
Oh yeah, that might be. Yeah, sometimes he uses when we're upstairs. He uses the tablet. He kind of figured out how to select between videos. So there's one video playing, and then there's the recommended videos.
Yeah, just be really careful. My oldest daughter showed my youngest daughter 2 Girls, 1 Cup very early on, and I'm pretty sure it scarred her for life.
I see. I missed that one.
You didn't see? Don't look it up. For those of you that are listening, do not look up 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I'm saying that knowing you all will. 2 Girls, 1 Cup coming to you this summer from Fox.
Don't. I heard that you shouldn't look it up, so I never did.
Yeah, it's probably also and Lemon Party.
I'm also pretty weak when it comes to that stuff. So I am unable to watch the sensitive. Like back in the day, you had Faces of Death.
Oh, I watched that. Yeah, I watched
stuff like that. I always skip those. I saw one thing that scarred me for life. I'm not even gonna tell what I saw.
No.
Exactly. Let's just say there was an animal in a blender.
Oh God. Wow. I've never seen anything like that.
And it went so fast that there was no time to escape it. My brain already saw it before it was able to comprehend what was happening. And that's the first and last time that I ever trusted anyone to show me shit like that. But anyway, welcome to the Mark and George Show.
Hit me with that sound.
Yeah, let me just cue up a different one. I don't know.
Here we go. Really? No, that's too disco for me to introduce this next topic.
Okay.
Give me that the orchestra one again. I want that. It's gonna be dark and ominous. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me look it up.
Where was it?
I've got too many sounds, man. I need to
clean
cut
this up.
down my
Damn it.
sounds.
At least by show 50, we need to get this together. It's funny because I'll make clips for Mark, and he says, "Just send them to me, and I'll do them." I'm like, "No, I can't even trust you to get me introed into a topic. You want me to get my clips right? Come on, man."
Yeah, that's right. This is totally
totally.
I agree.
Totally amateur hour here. Amazon.com pays $0 in federal income tax 2 years in a row.
What?
Yeah, on over $11 billion. Here's a clip from Fox Business talking about it.
The big mainstream news out of everything I just talked about was Amazon not paying any federal income taxes for 2 years in a row. How did they do it?
Well, they figure out how to use those loopholes. Unfortunately, what this is turning into seems to be an attack on lowering the corporate tax rate, which I think is a good thing for most businesses, especially small businesses and middle businesses that are out there. But what Amazon is able to do is use some of those loopholes, people call it cronyism, to figure out how to legally avoid paying taxes. So what we need to do is keep corporate tax rates low, but make sure there aren't some loopholes that they can get away with.
What do you think of that?
Interesting. Well, interesting. So it's basically a form of blackmail.
What's a form of blackmail?
Well, lower taxes and we will pay them, or don't lower them and we won't pay anything.
First of all, it wasn't Amazon that lowered taxes. It was the Republicans.
It sounds like the demand is lower taxes or we will keep using these loopholes.
Well, I think what she was saying was it's okay to have lower taxes, but you have to remove the loopholes once you lower the taxes. I think was her main point. We could listen to it, but I feel like that's her point. And I agree with that there's a lot of tax loopholes. If you're going to lower the tax from 35% to 21%, you kind of got to get rid of the loopholes.
Yeah.
Or some of them at least.
So that people actually pay taxes and not avoid them altogether.
Right. But all they did was limit the amount that you could take off of your home mortgage. You know, they just hurt the little guys instead of the big I don't know if you know about this, but it used to be that your interest on property that you owned through a loan was completely tax deductible. But now I think
it's being reduced because
I think it's been reduced, or maybe I'm mixing it up with SALT, state and local taxes are no longer tax deductible, or only tax deductible up to a point. I'm sure I'm wrong.
That's interesting because over here they're also reducing the. You pay interest over your mortgage, and you can deduct the interest from the taxes you're paying. The mortgage tax deductible, I guess, is the proper translation, and they're reducing that here as well. It's so interesting. It's the same as with the student loans. It happened in America, happened here at the same time. So
Just got a phone
talk
call.
about there not being globalization. Okay, you want me to stop the show?
I apologize. Someone apparently on my staff doesn't realize I'm live streaming right now and called me. Nice, very nice.
Okay, they're fired.
You know who likes loopholes?
Well,
Donald Trump. And I don't have this clip prepared. I just quickly looked it up, so I'll start playing it because here he is talking about them.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. Her donors took massive tax write-offs.
So have
a
you
lot
not
of
paid
my
personal federal income taxes?
a lot of my write-off was depreciation and other things that Hillary, as a senator, allowed. And she'll always allow it because the people that give her all this money, they want it. That's why. See, I understand the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president. Hillary
of course.
Clinton, and
Yeah,
it's
sure.
extremely complex. Hillary Clinton has friends that want all of these provisions, including they want the carried interest provision, which is very important to Wall Street people, but they really want the carried interest provision, which I believe Hillary's leaving.
You know what's funny?
Carried interest provision?
I thought he was saying carrot. I literally thought he was saying carrot. I swear to God. Until you said carried, I was like, what? Man, I was thinking Trump is really smart because I never heard of the carrot interest.
Well, he's honest. Of course I do. Everyone does it. That's what Trump said.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Hey, you know what,
That's an
though?
honest guy.
You know what? I love Trump for those things, but then when he slams Amazon for doing the same thing, or slams them for using the postal service or
Well,
whatever,
I
I think that's
yeah,
disingenuous.
postal service is I don't know. The postal service is a separate issue.
Is it?
If he slams Amazon for doing this, something he does himself as well, then it means, of course. No, it's not at all.
Not at all.
Of course, as
I do it, but you can't. That's not hypocritical at all, Mark.
No, that's not what he said. He said, "I will close it for both of us."
All right.
That's how I hear it.
That's how you hear it?
Yeah, of course, that's implied. If he says, well, we're not going to do this any longer, I am against this.
Well,
but yeah, as long as it's possible.
The good news
as a
is,
company, as a business owner, I will do, the same thing as everyone else does. Sure, as a business owner, you make different decisions than when you're a president. And I think Trump is very able, as most people are, to separate those two elements. And as soon as, he's a president right now, so if he decides that this practice should be made illegal or whatever it's called, then if it hurts his business, I think he still is inclined to do it because that's his job as a president.
Well, the good news is
he's not a business owner anymore.
The good news is that Trump, that was from the debate in 2016. He was president for 2 years. He had a control of the Congress and the Senate. And as you know, they did remove all of these loopholes like he said he was going to do. So congratulations. Hey, now just getting this word in from the controller. He didn't do that? Oh, he didn't do that. I'm sorry. Yeah, he didn't do that. Trump didn't do it. No collusion.
I don't know, man. It's a difficult thing.
Is it?
And it's easy to judge, but he's a busy man.
He's busy. I get it. 60% of his schedule. Very, very busy with the executive time.
Did you hear about his approval ratings being very high at this point?
You know, I'm criticizing him, but I actually like him, and I'm probably going to vote for him. I'm not even lying. Until they put someone up that isn't a social justice warrior, I'm definitely not gonna vote for anyone else. I'll vote for Trump. He hasn't proven to me that he's crazy enough at this point to not vote for him.
So who's your second choice? Imagine
there
Trump
is no
falls
second
out of
choice
the
yet.
race.
There's no second choice. There's no other Republican that I would like to vote for. Like, I don't think Cory Booker has a chance. I don't like that guy. I don't know why. I just don't like him.
No.
I really don't like him. Like I said, I hate Elizabeth Warren. I don't know enough about Klobuchar to hate her. She's my favorite so far. Kamala Harris, I've seen her on Rachel Maddow a few times. She seems nice, but I don't know much
she's
about
smart.
her. Yeah. I was
Democrat.
really excited for who was the lawyer that was fighting him on with the Stormy Daniels, the creepy porn lawyer that they were calling.
Avenatti?
Yeah, Avenatti. I was really excited when he talked about running for president. Turns out he's a complete freak. Turns out he's a completely horrible human being, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's a while ago, you taught me about the expression "balls out." Well, if there's a person that would, be the living example of that, well, that's Avenatti.
Hang on, I think you misunderstood what I mean by balls out. Balls out means to go full force into something.
Yeah, that's him.
That's it? All right.
To being Avenatti.
I definitely thought, it would have been...
There's a sound to it, though, to that expression.
Balls out?
Yeah, he kind of...
Well, I know it sounds like, hey, you got your balls out. It means like you're in a very compromised position. But really what it means is you go crazy. I don't even know. Like, you're running so fast, the balls come out of your short. I'm not sure where that comes from. But I remember when Avenatti said, would you consider running for president? Someone asked me, he was like, I think about it. I was like, oh, man, it would be so fantastic if he ran, because him and Trump in a debate, you know how fantastic that would be?
Trump would bury him.
No way. Avenatti was so sharp-witted. The problem is he's a piece of shit, just like Trump.
Yeah, he is, and I think he's just not able to talk about anything other than character assassination things.
But that's exactly what Trump would do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trust me, it would work.
I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I don't know.
Are you sure? I thought you were pretty I thought you were an expert, dude.
No, I'm just pretending. I'm just pretending.
When are you getting your internet connection for the office, by the way? For your new
Hopefully
studio?
in 2 weeks or less, but I paid a little bit extra, so I'm getting a 4G connection probably Monday or Tuesday already.
It's so funny because here when I get a 4G on my phone, it normally means the connection is going to be so bad. You have to wait for LTE before it's good in America.
No, yeah, we have LTE here.
Right. Well,
that's.
So what happens if your internet's bad in your new studio? What happens?
It won't be bad. Right. I checked with someone else who already has ADSL there, and it's an old telecom company.
And they do a lot of upstreaming and podcasts and YouTube video.
It's a record company who does do some uploading and stuff.
A record company?
It's a record company, a record label.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good.
Groninger record label.
Groninger record.
Melanie
has a question. Melanie has a question for you, Mark.
Hello, Melanie.
Melanie, who lives in England and is German, says, "May I ask you how much you pay for your studio per month?" No, you may not ask him.
Yes.
Oh, no, go ahead.
It's under 150 a month, 150 euros a month. A little bit less.
Not too bad, right?
And internet comes on top of that. So let's say 175 total, maybe. No, a little bit more. 185 euros a month.
And that's all inclusive with electricity and whatnot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Central heating, water.
How dare you?
Pretty
Water?
cool. Water.
But you don't have your
Yeah.
own bathroom, right? That's a separate facility.
I don't have my own bathroom. No, it's like a personnel bathroom thing.
It's like a personal
And I
bathroom
was-
thing?
Personnel.
Oh,
like, you know,
personnel. Because
office
personnel and own
building.
is basically the same thing, so I was confused. It's a shared bathroom.
No. Yes.
Okay.
It's a shared bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there's a kitchen, which we can use for small stuff. Because there are also in the same building people who actually live there because the building needs to be occupied 24/7, just not the whole building. So there's a segment that's rented out as office space and a segment that's being remodeled for permanent living until a buyer comes who buys the building and will, start his own thing there. And so we get 1 month of notice. Like, hey guys, 1 month and then you need to be out.
Oh, really? They could just randomly kick you out. What about your internet contract?
Yep.
Isn't that for a year, you said?
That's that's a 1 year contract, and after that it's a monthly contract. So at the very worst, I would be there for 1 month, and I would have to pay for 12 months of internet connection.
Yes.
But if I have to move out, I can move it here because over here I have cable internet, so there's still a free phone line where I can put ADSL on it.
You
Or
could have
maybe
a
I can
backup-
use my
internet.
Yeah, which nobody ever needs. It sounds nice, but it's
Yeah,
probably a lot of hassle. I don't
That's
know.
true. I needed it once in the 20 years I've been in this house.
I see. Yeah, no, they give you 4G or LTE here when your stuff is down. So
Someone very famous died recently. Do you know who it was?
no.
Hit me with that. Hit me with that noise. Opportunity rover, officially pronounced dead.
Yeah, poor Opportunity. I heard about that.
Yep. Here is a clip from NASA. This is Thomas Zurbuchen. I apologize for his name pronunciation. Speaking at NASA on the death of Opportunity.
I was there yesterday, and I was there with the team as these commands went out into the deep sky, and I learned this morning that we had not heard back, and our beloved Opportunity remained silent. It is therefore that I'm standing here with a sense of deep appreciation and gratitude that I declare the Opportunity mission as complete, and with it, the Mars Exploration Rover mission as complete.
Yes, very, very sad. Yep. So originally,
Oppie is what they call him.
Oppie?
Oppie.
Who calls it Oppie?
NASA calls it Oppie.
Oh, they do? Oh, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
It originally was only scheduled to be on Mars and operate for 3 months, but it roamed from crater to crater, according to the New York Times wording here,
kept
for
going.
14 years.
It kept going.
Yep. And in last June, there was a large solar panel covering event. This large
There was
dust storm
a
wrapped
dust
the
storm,
planet.
yeah.
Yeah. And
I didn't know I was so up to date with all of this stuff.
You
but
are.
I'm happily surprised. Yeah.
Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, man, that's a sad thing, but it's been a blast. Let's be honest. You know,
Yeah, because of that rover, we actually found water on Mars and all sorts of amazing things.
yeah, was that Spirit or Opportunity? Or
No,
maybe
Spirit
both?
died right away. Apparently, Spirit didn't last that long. It was actually.
Oh, really?
Opportunity. Yeah, it was a
We have
twin
no
mission.
more rover. Oh,
Yeah, there's no more rovers on Mars.
darn
right now.
it. Well, see, this is the power of the jinx. I didn't know about that
The
one.
power of the
oh,
jinx?
that sucks. So we.
What does that mean?
Yeah, like basically, I say, well, hey, it's so cool, I'm so up to date, and then the next second, bam, I'm hit with the
yeah.
opposite.
Well, actually, I stand
proof.
corrected.
I jinxed myself.
It actually survived for 6 years.
Before it died, it's already.
It was again. Both of them were planned for.
Kidding, but yeah.
It went for. It actually went for almost 7 years, according to this Wikipedia that I'm looking at right now. So
spirit has died.
Yep, they're both dead.
Opportunity has died.
No more
Gosh,
opportunity in
darn it.
America anymore.
Well, I saw something else that was pretty interesting. Did you know that there was a Soviet-launched mission to Venus, where there was a probe that actually hit the
That was in the
surface
70s, wasn't
and
it?
Yeah, and it was able to send back pictures for
Right, and then
2
it
hours
crushed
until
itself.
it finally crushed itself.
The
yes.
atmosphere of Venus crushed it. I saw that video. It's not the video, but the some of the footage. It's crazy. Venus is crazy.
Yeah, it's like the sky was very bright yellow because apparently the sky blocks blue light, so we don't know how it actually looks over there. We just know that that the clouds are I think it's sulfur or something. I'm not sure, but it blocks or methane. It blocks blue light, which made for very interesting pictures. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, man. Not much happened since the 70s is how it makes you feel. Actually,
Well,
probably,
if you look at other countries, there is a space probe that Japan launched, and I read the story on when it came back.
Yes, the Hayabusa.
The Hayabusa went to, I think it was that the one? It went to an
Comet?
asteroid. Yeah, and it went to an asteroid.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's like this amazing saga I read on a Japanese, or I think I might have saw a small documentary on it. And I cried at the end. I was so moved by the hardworking probe, which is Japanese loves to make everything feel like a little, like a living entity.
A living being,
Yeah.
anthropomorphized.
I was going to say that word. You're very brave for trying it.
Anthropomorphic. Yes. I followed them on Twitter. I still do. It's they visited multiple asteroids, I think, or they launched multiple probes from one. I don't know.
Yeah, like at one point
you
they had
really
lost
see
contact.
the
Bro.
shadow become bigger on the asteroid until finally it landed and sent back some really cool pictures. Yeah, man. It's
amazing.
Pretty damn impressive. And the Chinese have launched a probe to the far side of the moon.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, so I don't think, I remember a while back I was thinking this, but, we get kind of excited when, China is going to beat us to the moon or so-and-so is going to beat us to Mars or whatnot. But I think, you know what? Humans are going to the moon. It's not Chinese are going to the moon or, Americans are going to the moon. We're all together on this.
We can, let's make that, a
isn't it?
fact. We can claim this one, like one for the humans.
Right. Yeah, that's how I
like
feel
that.
about it.
I like that a lot.
Humans.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that clip was. Humans.
Yeah. Exactly. Fuck yeah. Humans.
Until the robots take over. Wait. I feel like if you kept playing that sound, we could do something.
Imagine that one. Keep
playing that sound. Humans. Robots. This summer, Tom Cruise's Sex Robot 1.0. No, dude, that was the joke. That was the end. A movie by.
Yeah. I got into a trance state where I just kept hitting the button.
It's good. I just ran out of things to say.
Well, this turned out to be quite the random show, but it's fun.
Hey, when has it not been random?
I don't know. I think last episode was my favorite. We were onto something there. We were hitting a great wave there. And I'm very annoyed that I don't know which one of those sound effects is the proper sound effect that we used last show.
Man, maybe by
Okay,
show 50 you'll figure out your soundboard.
Probably.
Yeah. Now, as you know,
I will do my best.
Next show is number 10, so the floodgates can open up for us to buy new equipment.
Number 10. Imagine that.
It's crazy, right? 10th in.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're at the.
It was.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. It was
Go
fun.
ahead.
Thank you for. I enjoyed working with you, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, we had a hoot. Yeah, I'm just hitting random ones until I
Stapler
find it.
production down by 22% across the globe as steel shortages continue.
Ooh, that one's nice. We can use this one.
No, I don't like that one.
Too short?
Just a little bit short. That's what my wife always says. At least.
Hey, there it was. Or wasn't it that one?
That was not it, man. It was a much better clip. It was amazing.
It was a longer one.
It was amazing.
Gosh darn it.
So we are officially, at least on YouTube, it's showing that we're on the 90-minute mark almost, which means
almost.
Yeah, we got maybe 5 more minutes or so, maybe 3 more minutes. But it's time for us to start looking at comments a little bit. Is there anything on the No Agenda stream comments that you see?
It's been in general, it's been very busy in the No Agenda stream lately, so that's very nice. No.
No, wow.
Basically,
looks
it's
like
very
none of
busy,
our
but people are
topics were
talking.
interesting at all.
I don't know. It's we should I think personally, I think we should focus our efforts on our Discord. That's our place.
You think so?
It's a better idea to all
right, let me hop into
because
the-
talking about our show in the No Agenda chat room is a bit weird. Right?
Here's the
It's
problem.
like,
Here's the problem with
hey,
that.
what's happening in the Joe Rogan stream? They talking about us?
All right, wait a minute.
Same
Let's look.
thing.
Let's see what's happening in. Let's see what's happening. Eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. That's what it sounded like we were getting to get into.
Yeah, wasn't that one either. I told you last week. It's maybe Stinger or
Happy news.
No, it's not. Yeah. Buy soy.
For all you soy boys.
Well, you know, I spent a lot of time giving all of these things names, and then I forgot to press save. Everything gone.
So I'm in our Discord, which you can get to by going to markandgeorgeshow.com/Discord. And guess what? 0.
Nobody cares.
No one cares. This summer, Jessica Thompson learns the true meaning of friendship.
But not on Discord.
Listen, Mark, we're really
Not
going to
on
make
our
more
Discord.
Dark Sewer Network promos.
Yeah, and I will throw away some of these stupid things.
For those of you who don't know, we're talking about the Dark Sewer Network.
The Dark Sewer Network,
which we love,
is well. Let's.
I like Darren's podcast though too. The random
World with clean humor.
Yeah, just play it. Go ahead. No, do it. Let's do it.
About the Dark Sewer Network.
In a world with clean humor that really fucking sucks. You're listening to the Dark Sewer Network, where we talk as if we're friends and say, fuck the fucking PC culture. It's the Dark Sewer Network, and it's not really a sewer. It's where all of our hearts lie. We lie in the sewer together. We say racist things. We say sexist things. It doesn't matter here on the Dark Sewer Network.
You can contact us by sending a message to studio@markandgeorgeshow.com and hire us. We can do your voiceover work.
Play the other one just to make sure we have a balance. The other one.
All right, here it comes.
You're listening to the Dick Sucking Network. It's a duck sucking. The Dark Sewer Network.
That's my
Excellent.
favorite one.
Yeah, nice.
That's right. It's nice being here on the
Nice.
No Agenda stream because we can actually have the freedom to do that. And we're also on
Yes.
BitChute in case YouTube knocks us out because we said Dick Sucking Network.
Oh, that's really possible, right?
Yeah, right. It's
I
very,
keep forgetting.
very bad.
Don't you hate that, having to self-censor?
Well, that's why we got
I mean,
BitChute. Right?
a couple of years ago, it was fine.
Yeah, they didn't care a couple years ago.
No, and then
I just did a
suddenly-
rant on this yesterday on my own channel because
Mm-hmm.
I have another podcast that I just randomly do called Unplanned Podcast. And I started
Mm-hmm.
talking about, someone mentioned an animation from Kadokawa Studios. And I went and looked at their promotional video for it. In other words, the video that they made saying, hey, check out our animation. That video, a 2-hour plus video, for using 50 seconds of their promotional video, they blocked it worldwide.
Yeah.
What a bunch of pansies, honestly.
Yeah,
so I made a whole
that's,
video talking about how much I hate Japanese animation and music companies because they just automatically block everything.
They're the toughest to work with. The Japanese, they don't want anything outside of.
Yeah,
their
because they
own
imagine
restricted networks.
everyone's gonna buy it if you can't get it. That's how it works, right?
Hey, I got a story.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do it.
There's a...
In a world.
Oops, wrong one. Haha.
Filled with mystery.
Journalist sues Twitter for banning her over "women aren't men" tweets. Journalist Megan Murphy on Monday filed a lawsuit against Twitter after she was banned from the platform over tweets referring to a transgender individual by their biological sex and opining that women aren't men. Between quotes. After a number of temporary suspensions, Twitter in November permanently locked the verified account of Murphy, a Canadian writer and self-described feminist, informing her that she had violated the platform's hateful conduct rules. We, quote, we prohibit targeting individuals with repeated slurs, tropes, or other content that intends to dehumanize, degrade, or reinforce negative or harmful stereotypes about a protected category, end quote, the policy reads.
When are
October,
when are you going to be protected as like a non-transgender, non-other race? I mean, when are we all? Shouldn't there be laws that protect everybody? Not just
aren't there
one
laws
particular.
that protect everybody?
I don't understand.
Isn't it called
this.
freedom of speech?
Freedom of speech, no, is dead. It really is dead.
It is
just because
dead,
you say
isn't
something
it?
that people disagree with, it's dead.
Well, yeah, there's freedom of speech in your own house.
So she's banned, huh?
Maybe. She's banned. In late October, Twitter added targeted misgendering or dead naming of transgender individuals, and for dead naming, we talked about that one
Yeah, we
last
did.
show,
Yeah.
to its list of prohibited behavior and applied the policy retroactively to Murphy's earlier tweets. Well, that's, I as much as I hate this stuff, what I really hate is when they start applying stuff retroactively. Because when you said it, it wasn't yet illegal or forbidden or whatever. So now, hey, you're not allowed to say the letter E in any of your words. Boom, you can ban everyone.
Wait, is that
You're
a
on
thing?
platform. No, but I mean,
Took it to the extreme there, Mark. Banning a letter.
I know because I'm a white man. Probably I've extreme thoughts. Let's ban the letter E.
I just don't understand.
I don't know, man.
I don't understand how this is gonna go down well for anybody if we keep limiting what we're allowed to say. I mean, look, granted, it's a dick move to do what that lady did, and I don't know the whole history of it, so please don't shoot us for not knowing
I
the whole
agree,
story.
but I think people shouldn't be banned for words unless they are, calling out to do illegal stuff.
What happened to the safe harbor laws that said the places like Twitter and YouTube are not responsible for the actions of each of their users, for the content that the users put up on their platform? They got safe harbor laws passed for that sort of
Yes.
thing, but now they're all of a sudden censoring themselves. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Okay, so theorize.
Theorize.
Give me a theory. Why is this happening?
I feel like the love sync is the problem. If everyone had a love sync, they'd be getting enough action and they wouldn't be so tied up at work.
Love sync. Oh man, I had a different one planned. Okay.
That was good though. That was very epic.
Hey, have you heard this one? Was from over just browsing through some of the stuff I saved over the last week. This is an article from last year, a year ago, 28th of February 2018. Hate body odor? Well, you're more likely to have right-wing views. Scientists suggest authoritarian attitudes may partly be rooted in biological urge to avoid catching diseases from unfamiliar. What the
hell is this story? That's a cancerous story.
People who have a greater tendency to turn their nose up at the whiff of urine, sweat, and other bodily odors are more likely to have right-wing authoritarian attitudes, research suggests. The study also found having a greater disgust for body odors was linked,
Body
albeit
odors.
to a small degree, body odors was linked, albeit to a small degree, with support for Donald Trump when he was a presidential candidate. The team say the findings support the idea that a feeling of disgust might partly underpin social discrimination against others, with a link rooted in a primitive urge to avoid catching diseases from unfamiliar people or environments. You can also turn this around, I think. is what I'm saying, Mark, here. Hey, this is an article from The Guardian, by the way. So,
Oh,
yeah,
well, you know what their agenda
The
is.
Guardian.
I just now realized today that every article I looked at from The Guardian is completely leftist.
Slanted. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
completely
It's
slanted.
horrible. So, you can
Not
also
that that's
turn
a
this
bad
around
thing.
and say people who are more likely to have left-wing views are totally
Love
fine
odor.
with
They
body
love bad
odor,
odors.
urine, smell, and that stuff.
Do you like farts, urine, and body
You might be a leftist.
armpit odors? Well, you might like Obama.
Do you revel in farts?
That's what they're saying, actually, when you
Urine
think about it.
and poop? Yeah, it is.
Really
It's
a
totally
dumb-
crazy.
That's a really dumb article.
Yeah. Man, why? How come? I mean, especially stuff like The Guardian. You know, they used to have decent social journalistic standards, but they just totally went crazy when.
I mean, I
when-
never read The Guardian ever, so. I do get the New Yorker,
used
though,
to be,
delivered to my office and, or to my post office box, and I have maybe 30 editions of it stacked up that I've never read. I need to really
Oh.
cancel. And I don't know why I joined. I don't know why. There was a reason why I thought the New Yorker, and I started paying for a subscription for it. It's much like when I used
Well,
to.
they
I used to have
the New
Wired
Yorker used to
magazine
have-
because of John C. Dvorak.
Ah,
Wait, was he
cool.
in Wired? No, that was PC Magazine. Sorry.
No, he was PC Magazine.
Yeah, PC Magazine.
Wired, not so much, I think, but the New Yorker actually used to have pretty decent articles, pretty in-depth articles as well. A lot
Well,
of
one of these days
background.
I'll get back to reading it. I have to stack them up in the bathroom. You know.
Why do people read in the bathroom? I never understand.
You
that.
don't?
No.
What do you do in the bathroom?
No. I in, do the thing, out.
Really?
Wash my hands, out. Yeah.
I don't
Of
know.
course,
For
I
me, it's
don't
like a
even bring my-
respite. You know, if someone
Yeah.
calls you, if someone texts you, "Hey man, I'm in the bathroom," so you know that's like a sacred place that no one
would
can
you
bother.
ever touch? Would you ever touch magazines in someone else's bathroom?
You know, I don't think about it too much. I'm on my phone mostly, so. You know, it's
Well-
weird. I don't normally go to other people's bathrooms. When I'm at someone else's
You might
bathroom,
want to change your
I'm
mind.
in and out.
Uh,
No, I'm in and out at someone's bathroom because then it's like, what were you doing in there? You know, for so long. I wouldn't want them to think I was
Reading.
doing other things. Yeah, I was reading porn magazines.
Okay, well, you might want to change your behavior then, because especially when you read or use your phone at the bathroom, your
In the
phone might be dirtier than a toilet seat.
I read this somewhere.
Yeah. It depends on how clean the toilet is, but in most cases, your cell phone carries 10 times more bacteria than the average toilet seat, according to researchers.
It's kind of so coincidental that
wait.
right before the show, I was using this lens cleaner wipe on my phone. I was using it for my glasses, and I went right to the phone. I was like, wow, this phone is dirty.
I always I heard about this quite some time ago, but also it's not a place where I enjoy spending any time. So no, I don't even bring my phone usually to the bathroom. I leave it on the stairs next to the bathroom, and then I go to the bathroom, and after I'm done, I pick up my phone again. I never there's this I think it's a bit of a Dutch thing. We have this thing called this was especially popular before the advent of the internet. We had this thing called the Leesmap, the reading folder, where you could get a subscription, and you would get all of the most popular magazines, like 15 or 20 of them. And depending on your subscription, you could get like the most recent ones or older ones for a lower price. So many people would have, like on Monday or Wednesday or whenever, would have bags hanging on their front door of the house, so that the mailman or the Leesmap man maybe would be able to switch them out if you didn't have the subscription that, you know, with the oldest.
Oh, you would
versions of,
return
like,
the old
6
ones?
Yeah, you would return the old ones, and those would go to another person, or
Wow.
you would be at the end of the line and have like 6-month-old editions, but you were allowed to keep them. My mother was subscriber, and she had the oldest subscription, so I was always reading 6-month-old.
And it was called
magazines
Lace
back then.
Mop?
Yeah, lezen is to read,
Oh,
and mop
lezen
is folder. So read folder, or yeah.
Actually, kind of sounds nice though. You know, I used to read Reader's Digest all the time. I would love to have old issues of Reader's Digest.
It was kind of fun. It was nice. You'd get all kinds of stuff. You know, normal magazines, Donald Ducks, something for girls, and the Donald Duck magazine. Did you have that in the US?
Never heard of that.
No? Oh,
No.
yeah. This is a weekly comic book.
No,
Donald
that
Duck
sounds actually
and
awesome.
his adventures. It was fun. Yeah, stuff like that. Magazines of all sorts. I think there was also a version where you got the Playboy, but my mother didn't want that. So
Well, I had an extensive Playboy library underneath my father's bed that I knew where everything was, and I could always get to it very quickly.
Yeah, and read the articles.
Penthouse, Playboy.
Penthouse, yeah, another one of those.
Yeah, Penthouse letters were fantastic when I was young.
Those were the adventures.
They're like
kinda?
stories of like, you know, I went into the college dorm and or I went into the
Yeah.
pool bar and the man was up against the wall and the woman was up against whatever, and it was just always like really very implausible stories.
I saw him in the foyer, and I went upstairs. I heard him following me, and suddenly I felt his breath going down on my neck. Stuff like that, right?
And then he said,
Usually from
Listen,
the
I
perspective
just want to make sure that you're okay with me inserting my penis into your vagina. As you know, the new law does state that I must get consent. And also, could you please press the love sync just so that I have your thumb imprint?
I am Swedish.
That's what the news stories would be about. Like every letter in Penthouse would be all about getting consent first.
I opened up
By
my
the way,
pocket
by the way,
and
by the
got
way,
out my consent form.
Mark, I do think we need to say we're not advocating rape. Obviously, you need consent.
What?
What do you mean? Yes, you need consent. Mark.
If anyone would...
Wait, I'm going to let you sit this one out. Go ahead. Go ahead. Explain to me.
If there's anyone who thinks that we were just advocating... No.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, we were not advocating. Yes. What is this sound? Jesus. They needed to choose a format and go with it.
I agree.
Hang on. Sir Matthew has a question. You need consent to rape? I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused now too.
Yeah, Sir Matthew, no. Believe it or
I
not,
think
no
as soon as you
consent. No consent
you
is
need the
required for
opposite.
rape.
You need refusal. It's the opposite of consent, I guess.
Actually, no consent is rape.
Yes, no consent. Well, in Sweden. It kind of depends on, well...
Even Melanie is confused now. Guys, it's a joke. Calm
Never
down.
mind. Yeah, it's...
It's a joke. Calm it down. It's just an American and it's a joke in the Netherlands. Rape. Consent not required.
Oh my God! I think it's time for that jazzy tune to knock us out of this show. We're already ending on a really low note.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else on the agenda today?
Nothing.
No?
I'm
All
done.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to the Mark and George Show. Well, George, it was a blast. I think we're improving. We're having more fun.
We'll see if comments are out on the Know Agenda stream there.
Please contact us.
Join the Discord.
markandgeorgeshow.com/discord. Yeah, subscribe to our RSS feed. Use Spotify. We're on Spotify, or use iTunes, or whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat.
We'll be on
Fine with us.
iHeartRadio soon, won't we?
Hopefully. That website wasn't really working for us. Anyway, we'll figure it out, that stuff later. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Sayonara.